Hey guys, welcome to this MaxiAspie special, and obviously this video is coming a little bit late, but mainly just because I've been working and just been really busy doing other stuff as well, mainly organising stuff, especially now that I've got a bit of time in this global pandemic. But guys, the other week it was National Autism Awareness Week. And I don't know if you saw, but I was featured in the National Autism Society's video raising awareness to autism, and I was featured with many other lovely autistic people like myself. But that wasn't the only thing I'd done that week. I also done a speech at my work, which I was very happy to do and very thrilled that they asked me to do it. I feel it's again really important that we share the message of autism and tell people how it affects us. Now, I did have tons planned for that week, and unfortunately because of the pandemic a lot of the stuff got cancelled, which I was, obviously upset about. However, through lots of organisation that I have been doing, I came across some videos that you guys haven't seen before. Some interviews with the National Autism Society, an interview I'd done at the Autism Show, and the best clip of all time, which has never been released until now, is when I was at school and I was being interviewed by Mr. John Reed, my former teacher. So guys, I thought I'd share these clips, and people that know me will know how much the John interviewing clip is going to hurt me, because my voice in that is on par with Mickey Mouse. So to raise awareness to autism, I'm going to be releasing these videos. So here are the video guys, I hope you enjoy, thanks for watching, take care, goodbye for now, here are the videos.
Rolling.
Okay, so I think the first thing will be, if we say, what are the challenges you faced previously in the workplace or in interviews?
So when I first went for an interview, I went to one company, and the first interview I had was pretty intense, to say the least, because the woman that I asked a simple question, which was just, what are the people like here? Are they nice? And she just sat there and said, well, if I didn't like them, they wouldn't be here. So from the start of that, I found very intimidating, because not only you want to get the job, but then you're worried about, do they like me? What can I do to impress them? In that interview, I forgot everything. I forgot the make of my phone, my address, even simple questions like, what would you do if you had free time? I didn't know how to answer it. So that was a big challenge with my first interview, but even when going into a work environment, you still find it very hard to deal with situations to begin with, especially if your workplace don't put things in place to make that an easier process. At first, when I started my job, you don't want to make a fuss, you want to kind of try and do everything on your own and try and just cope like anyone else would. But you come to the realisation that sometimes you need things in place to make it easier, and my work that I'm at now was able to do that, which really helped me in the long run.
And do you have any examples of the changes that they made that helped you?
So anytime I get stressed now at work, what they do is they just say to me, like, Max, go outside, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes, come back in and be ready. One example was when I was doing one of my qualifications for maths, they even took an employee that worked there and sat down with me and made sure that I was understanding everything that the teacher said. Because when you're in the classroom full of people, even though the course that I'd done with the external company, they were very good, and I used to have one-to-one sessions as well with them, he was still understanding things. So to get that extra work, they even took someone else's time who then volunteered to help me with that, just so I could pass the maths.
And in terms of any further changes, is there anything else that you think, in terms of the workplace in general, that should be changed? For example, like, what would you like to come out of this campaign?
I would like to come out of this campaign that people who are employers try and get past what people have got, because I think a lot of the time there'll be a condition on a piece of paper and they will think that they won't be able to do that because they've got this, and they won't necessarily give them the opportunity to even try it, even if there was something in place when they go into employment or even go into an interview. I think it would help me out a lot. If it weren't for my workplace, who gave me the opportunity, I wouldn't be where I am. Even though they turn around to me and say someone would have had you, I still think, well, they might not have, and I might never have got the experience I had. So it's just important that employers get past, he's got this and he's got that, because we're all good at something. It's just about letting people find it.
Yeah. And then specifically to this film, how does getting this role, I mean, what does that mean to you?
I tell you what, when I got the email, I was thrilled because I thought it's a powerful message that will go out there and it will give people that opportunity. Because what I want from it is to people to have that chance that I got. So it just meant the world to me, really.
Perfect. There's one further specific question. I just thought it was interesting earlier when you were talking about in interviews, if an employer, for example, on a piece of paper, like you said, saw autism, do you think that stops them from kind of considering the skills of the person?
I think it definitely can get in the way and make them think, are they as capable as somebody without a condition? So my role at my job is very customer focused. So as an employer, they could have looked at that and went, is he really going to be able to interact with people? And they might have said no. And a lot of employers, I think, will look at that and go, you're not going to be able to do that role. And just push that aside and go, right, there's some guy there with this, that, he's got no learning conditions, learning disabilities. He could do the job. Someone with the autism, they might look at and go, it's a bit of a gamble, we won't take it. And sometimes I think you've got to take that gamble, otherwise you miss out on that person.
Perfect.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
You were just waiting for that school to ring you.
These are the voices of parents who say they've been pushed to the limit because their children aren't getting the education they need. They blame the government and the lack of funding. And that's why they've come to Westminster with a message.
A society that disables.
So I'm here. So why are you here, Max? Why are you here, Max?
So today I'm speaking about autism and kind of my connection to it. So I've got autism, ADHD, OCD and epilepsy. So the doctor loves me basically. He just kept giving me conditions until he ran out of them. And I'm just here to share the message, that we need to get people in employment, we need to give them the support in schools so they can just have a normal day life like all of us deserve and all of us want, at the end of the day.
So you're speaking today to a packed audience.
It looks very busy.
It looks very packed, very busy today. It's a wonderful, wonderful exhibition on, I'm going to say, it's on special needs and autism. Yeah. And I always believe that there isn't enough awareness about it. That's my firm belief in the workplace, in schools, in pupil referral units. So it's great to see this here today. So if you was to say one thing about the exhibition or the expo today, what would that be?
I think it's a great platform to not only raise awareness, because I think awareness is built in the last 10 years, but I feel that awareness is built, but understanding hasn't. And I think events like this not only showcase the awareness and how important it is that we learn more about it, but it raises the understanding level, which is what people need to do instead of just being aware of it and going, oh, okay, I know about that, but don't really know a lot about it or how to support it. So events like this really make people go along and go, I can learn more about this if I go.
Appreciate that. Max, I'd love to start with yourself. First of all, explain what it's been like living with autism, or what sort of level of autism do you have? Where do you lie in the spectrum?
So I kind of grew up, until the age of 6 I couldn't speak, so it was quite challenging for my mum and my dad to kind of realise what I needed.
I've got a question for you, but before we even go there, I just want to say what a remarkable, courageous man you are.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Just because...
Definitely.
I say that from the bottom of my heart, having had to look after a severely autistic brother since the age of 12. I do not underestimate for 1 second the mountain that you have had to climb, that you are probably not even halfway up, and you have a steep incline in front of you. But the fact you're here today talking about it live on national TV, I have nothing but admiration and respect for you. Now, you ready for the question? If you could give some advice to employees that are working in the corporate environment that have had someone like yourself be put amongst them, because it is difficult. I get very defensive of my brother, and if you've not been around someone with learning difficulties, it can take a little while just to sort of get used to the various idiosyncrasies. Longest question in the world, sorry. What advice would you give to employees that are around you in terms of the way that they can help you?
First of all, I just want to say I saw your trailer for the walk, so I'm looking forward to watching it. It looks really good, so I'll be watching it.
I'm loving the love, guys. No, you're great.
Ignore everyone else, Max. It's me and you.
No, that's fine. And I suppose the advice I would give any employer is see them as an individual. Don't kind of stereotype them just because they've got the condition, because the minute you start doing that, you put them all in the same category. And the thing is with autism is everybody is different. Everybody suffers with it on a different basis. Just like individuals, we all have our unique quirks and our uniqueness about us, but that isn't deemed as a problem. But because there's a label over it, people automatically go, oh, no, I can't cope with that. So I suppose assess the person, judge them for them. They got to know the real individual, and then they started putting things in place that would help me.
Great.
And they try and support you with that. Great. So I suppose get to know the individual and stand by them and support them, and you'll actually find they're a brilliant worker.
I mean...
So here today in speaking about keeping safe from an autistic perspective, talk about cyberbullying, knife crime. There's a lot of stuff that's been spoke about today. Just seen the premiere screening film called Sick that's played by Ellis Winter. Brilliant screenplay, bright future. I think there's so much that's been talked about today. Cyberbullying, knife crime, keeping safe. So important that we have more events like this to make people more aware, parents, schools, and even people that are going through these experiences. Events like today really spread awareness towards everybody that's going through it or knows somebody that is. So speak up, share, and make sure that we get the message out.
Is it Stephen? Please, follow me.
Congrats on all the awards. So, tell me about yourself.
I forgot my address, I forgot my phone, what the make was, everything. I just lost it. I'm not unemployable. I'm autistic. And sometimes I get too much information.
Okay. It's nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming in. We'll be in touch. Are you okay?
I had a nosebleed in training, but when I was speaking to my bosses, that's when the nosebleed just literally gushed. My boss said I lost more blood than the time he broke his nose. And none of it was inflicted by the job. It was just inflicted by, obviously, the condition that I suffer with, which is autism, you know.
You'd be alright if you print that, mate. Print it, 2 copies of that. Okay, I will do.
I do this all the time. Great friends that mean the world to me, although I can obsess over them, and that can be hard for me to see.
So my apprenticeship involved basically customer service was a key role in the job that I do, because as I work in IT, we're always serving everyone that works. So if anything goes down with their device, system goes down, software that they use, they come to IT and it's down for us to have a look at it and fix the problem that they're having. During the apprenticeship I was doing coursework that was provided by the West Berkshire Training Consortium, and that involved doing my English level 2 and my maths level 2, and also the MVQ work that was getting to know the people, getting to know the tutors, because the tutors had a lot of time for you and wouldn't give up if you found it hard. They would always commit to you and try their hardest to get you through what you were finding tricky. One of my tutors would even come to the site and make sure that where I worked, just to make sure that I was on track for the next test that I was doing. So it was getting to know people and getting to know the tutors and actually learning the stuff that you necessarily didn't learn in school. So a lot of stuff I learned here I never knew about. So it was really good to kind of learn that stuff that you didn't learn when you're in school. So I felt really supported by the people at West Berkshire Training Consortium because they just had that kind of attitude for you never to give up. They always pushed you to achieve, and it wasn't a push as in, go and do it yourself. It was more of a push as in, we're here for you, email us, contact us, we'll organise the lessons that you need and we'll organise the things that you need to progress for what you're doing, and we'll make sure that you accomplish that. It's quite nice to have somewhere that you feel like they're not going to give up on you, so it was quite nice to have that backing. When I first went for my job, I never thought I would get it in a million years, but I thought I've got a really keen interest in IT and I love it, and I thought it's worth a shot going for it and see what happens. And I don't regret that for a moment, because when I got the job, it really builds your confidence and makes you feel like you can do it. I also learned that you never know everything. There's always something else that you need to learn or you need to know. And I think one of the biggest things that came out from my apprenticeship is now knowing, not everything, but knowing more, I can pass that on to other people as well and help them. And that's really my key focus, is helping other people kind of achieve what they might feel they can't. So I won the West Berkshire Training Consortium Apprentice of the Year. I was just like really hoping I was gonna win it. Again, I never thought I would, or I never put my hopes on winning it. But when I did it was brilliant, because again, it's that sense of accomplishment, and you know that you've done well, and you know that other people will recognise that, and it does make you feel special at the time. And it was just it's a brilliant thing that they do to show that they do appreciate what people do and they see the efforts that people put in. No one likes to admit if they need additional help. I think it's human nature that everybody likes to think that they can do it on their own. But what I would say to them is, it doesn't make you a weaker person, or it doesn't make you any less capable of anybody else if you need that help. I think it actually makes you stronger to ask for that help, and I think in the long run, going to a place like West Berkshire Training Consortium will teach you a lot more and give you that confidence that you need, because it's necessary that you know what you need to do, and you've got every skill in the world to do it, but you might not have that confidence to do it. So when you've got people behind you that back you up like West Berkshire do, it will give you that drive and that motivation to want to do it.
Can you describe your experiences of school?
Oh, easy.
Yeah?
It's easy, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But you can choose any point in time.
This school?
Or previous schools?
Hard.
Mm-hmm. What did you find difficult? You say hard. What did you find difficult about school?
Everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Work, outside,
mm-hmm.
getting used to the actual place that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously it's quite hard getting in to the place, obviously, that you're at.
Yeah. And are you thinking about primary school now, or are you thinking about...
Primary school, obviously, primary school was good for me, because obviously primary school is a big part of your life where you're making mates, and obviously it's not hard as in a mainstream secondary school.
Yeah.
So that part, it was still hard at the beginning. It got easier when I was up in year 6 and I got kind of used to it.
How did the teachers help you at school then, in primary school? You said you found it difficult. Did you find there were people there to support you?
There was people there that supported me, but not necessarily in the main points I needed it. For instance, there was a teacher there that would read with me every single day, and that really helped.
Yeah.
But then there was other places which I needed improvement in, which I never got for math or
Right.
you know, I find it hard in math because just. But obviously within maths or anything to do with the main coursework, it was hard to do. So.
And did you stay in primary school, in mainstream primary school, all the way until secondary?
It was a mainstream primary school, yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to a secondary school, mainstream, which that was very hard.
Yeah.
So.
What did you find difficult about mainstream secondary school?
There's more pressure. You know what I mean? You've got more work, you've got to carry your own books, you have to go to the classroom, you've got to read your own timetable, you've got to have your own pens. In a primary school, it's all provided. It's all there.
Yeah.
You know, you have like a class pot, and then you have your own pen. You know, if you lost your pen, out with a drawer.
There's another one.
Secondary school, it would be, you've lost your pen. Don't really want you to lose it next time. If you do, you get 5 minutes detention or whatever. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You have to remember just one easy little thing that kind of affected your school if you didn't bring it. And it's small things on that, like bringing your own book in, and that affects your whole lesson. You know, yeah, it's our fault, but then you've got to understand that there's people out in the world that's got problems, and there's people out in the world that don't remember things. Obviously, that the schools out there have to kind of not let that ruin the lesson. You know, it's like PE. I know a lot of people don't like wearing the uniform. It has to be done. But like this school, they have spare. So you can go, right, put that on, size whatever.
Yeah.
And the mainstream school can't do PE. So you kind of let that get above you.
Yeah.
So.
And did you have much support in secondary school?
Hard one. I was in a specialist unit, but they didn't, again, help me in the ways I needed it. You know, just hard basically in secondary school.
How did the difficulties affect your behaviour, do you think?
I think it affects everyone, because not only me, but there was people there that didn't want to go to the lesson because they don't know what 20 times 26 is. So they went, I don't want to be asked that in a lesson in front of the teacher, just for the teacher to say, you don't know it. So secondary school, they do normally go, what's 26 times 26? Obviously there's people out there that just
worry me.
But there's people out there that just think, and then you get those teachers to just answer it straight away, and they don't even give you time to answer it, so that makes you look like a big idiot in front of everyone else. So, but no.
How do you think teachers can help? I mean, because one question I was going to ask you is, if you had to describe yourself to somebody else, how would you describe yourself? And that's a really difficult question.
I try to be polite. I'm not going to say I am. So,
I know you're very polite.
But I don't want to be a bit cocky.
Okay.
I'm polite, I'm well mannered, I do all the work. You know, so I'm going to say try.
Okay.
Because I don't think anyone's perfect.
No.
That's all we can do in this world is try. So I try and be polite. I try and do the work. I try and be helpful. I think I'm a bit shy.
But also outgoing.
A bit confident.
Yeah.
And I always do try to do my best.
Yeah.
I won't let that affect me, if you know what I mean. Even if I shy for something. For instance, I was shy about doing this.
Yes.
But now I'm still doing it because I've said to myself, right, it's helping my good pal out, Mr. Reed.
Right.
And, you know, that's when I try to be helpful and just say, right, stick the camera on me.
That's fine, and I appreciate your help. What do you think it is that has what do you think it is that's caused some of the difficulties for you throughout school? Do you think there's any one thing that you can think, oh, that's been really difficult, or I mean, is there any one thing that you think, oh, that was why that happened, or that was why that happened, or so we can learn from it? Well, let me ask you a different question. What do you think makes a good teacher?
Patient.
Yeah.
Just got the words up there. Careful. Not that. A teacher to me has to be fun, nice, but also has to be strict when needed to, because no one will learn anything. It's just, you put a hole in the wall. Don't worry about it. Get some carpenter to come in and fix it.
Cover that up.
You know, you can't do that. So I think there's always got to be a balance with a teacher. Teachers have got to be lenient, but strict, nice, polite. And I think the main thing for a teacher is to treat others how you'd like to be treated, like respect. Because I think when you show respect to the actual people, I think that's showing you that as well.
That's really good, very good. Because what I'm hoping to do is help other people learn who might be going into teaching to work with people who've got specific educational needs. You see. What do I mean by specific educational needs, maybe? Or special educational needs?
I've got a long list.
Go on, tell me your list.
I won't mention them.
Go on, tell me your list if you want to.
OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, Asperger's, Autism, and ADHD.
Has it been helpful? Is there any more you were going to tell me?
Huh?
Was there any more you were going to tell me?
There was text Tourette's, which was caused by my ADHD tablets.
Has it been helpful? Has it been helpful knowing or having those diagnoses? Asperger's, autism, ADHD.
Has it been helpful?
Yeah. Do those?
I think it's good that people know that you got and help you more. But I think as a person, that when people find out that they've got something, they automatically think, oh, I'm different as everyone else. But you're not. You're exactly the same. Just because you've got something different, you know, because I put on a blue shirt tomorrow doesn't mean I'm different.
No.
So just make that out as a problem. Do you know what I mean? Just pretend that problem's a shirt, you've got ADHD on it.
Right.
Put it on. Don't make me different as everyone else.
That's
I've
very
just got
interesting.
something. So that's how I think.
Is that how you think, just wearing a different shirt
Yeah.
sometimes?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I don't think that all the time, but I just
No.
come up with that now. And I just said, you know, it don't make me different. And people automatically think, oh, don't want him in my house, might catch it, or things like that. And really, come on, it's not a cold. You know, it's just something different about me, different interest or whatever.
So that's very clever. What would your advice be to a teacher that doesn't know you, and reads the paperwork that comes with you and says, right, this boy's got ADHD, Asperger's, OCD, What advice would you give to them?
Panic. Run. No, I'm joking. I would probably say help them as best if you can.
Helping them by sort of providing a place where they can learn.
Yeah.
And you had difficulties previously, and we've talked about those.
Well, I'm a big part in the special needs environment, as you can tell.
You are a big, what do you mean a big part in the special needs environment?
Well, I go to all the meetings.
Oh, you do? Yeah, still chairman of the school council, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm the chairman of the special needs environment.
Special needs advisory group.
No, not really.
But you've actually
have to edit that.
No, that's fine. You have given some really good advice, actually. If I was to say to you, how do you think your behaviour has improved over time? What would you say to that?
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Because obviously at this school I felt like I had because at this school I tried, I come in straight away and I wanted to actually be good.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, they showed me respect just as much as I showed them, and that made me feel like this was the right place for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with any person, I feel like if they're at school, they've got to feel like it's the place for them. Because I think if they don't, then they're going to keep on trying and keep on trying. They know it's not the right place for them, just for people to come up to them and go, you're not doing that right. And that makes them even more think that this isn't the right place for me. And therefore they ain't going to try. Like, I always did try, but obviously if people don't think they're in the right place and they're not getting the help that they need, then they ain't going to be bothered to actually try and help everyone else, go to the lessons and actually function with other people, as I say.
Do you think it makes a difference being a smaller school?
Definitely. Not as much people, not as much stress. Small school, that means you're probably in the same classroom, you probably sometimes mix it around. Smaller school, you know all the teachers. In a mainstream school, there's got to be over probably 1,000 teachers.
There's certainly a lot of teachers in the mainstream school.
So, you can't actually, at the end of the day, you can't get to know them.
No.
I would have never got to know you if there was over 300 staff in this school.
And something you said that was really important, maybe they don't get the chance to get to know you.
Exactly. I mean, if I was in a mainstream school with 300, staff, the only main thing I could name about you is you'd probably be a vegetarian.
And I don't know how you'd have found that out.
No, but I'd probably just seen in the lunch show one day that you're eating veg.
Yeah.
So that would probably be the only thing, unless I actually come up to you and said, what's your favourite film?
Have a conversation, which maybe doesn't happen as often. I don't know, I've never worked in mainstream school. If you had the chance tomorrow then to go back to mainstream, would you go back to mainstream?
Hard one.
Ooh, that is a hard one.
I don't think I can really answer that, because when I wanted to come here, I said no, I don't want to go to another school.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what this school was like.
No.
And if I was perfectly honest, if I wasn't forced to come here, then I wouldn't have such a good education and school that I am. So even though I thought and I knew at that time I didn't want to go to another school, actually I'm better off people saying to me, you're going. So I think really, I can't really answer the mainstream school one, because obviously if I didn't know really what I wanted to do at that time, then if I was asked tomorrow, I probably wouldn't jump on it. I probably wouldn't be able to say, definitely yes, I want to go there.
It was a hard question.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know what it would be like in a mainstream, maybe.
I mean, obviously I've known what it means, like I've known what it is and what the brilliant experience. But even though it was that, it weren't brilliant, I still didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Now knowing that it weren't that brilliant, if I was asked tomorrow, I still don't really know if I.
Yeah.
Because I could just go, no, I don't want to go to another school. But that mainstream school could be 5-star, 10-star in the whole world.
Could be. Yeah.
So
you need to.
I would need to visit. I would need to see how many teachers there are.
Yeah. How do you think your parents and family think about the improvements you've made in your behaviour?
I think they're pleased. I do. I think they're proud because obviously you've had all that trouble, year in and year out. Just finally for you, what you want for your child is just to settle down in school, get the work, and just think that for about 9 years it's been hard for them. You know, obviously with getting diagnosed and just finally for their child to settle down, it makes them, I guess, feel everything I done was right and everything that I done was correct. Do you know what I mean? So I think, I think positive about that.
Good.
I don't think at any point that my mum thinks, oh, Charles.
No. You've been brilliant, Max.
Oh, I do try.
You do try, because I always learn a lot from talking to you. I think that's really important.
Hi there. I can't mention my name right now.
Oh yeah.
But you might remember me in films like Born Ultimate and
I'm Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah. Hi Mr. Reed, if you're watching this now, yeah. Remember this day.
I will.